Good morning! I'm Angelo Castro, the third.
Take two. I'm Angela and we are the Castros. Happy Friday po sa ating mga kapatid. And of course, we are joined by our Suki every Friday.
Alam mo naman, it's Friday kung talagang may Buddha's belly sa table natin. And happy Friday sa lahat ng viewers natin, all our usual suspects, Sam Pokemon Go, Gary Field. I'm just saying good morning to them because they're there already. Keep the comments coming. Daming tayong pag-uusapan today. And of course, sa Monday.
SONA.
Pero before all of that, we're serving you news in a countdown.
All that before your second cup of coffee. This is Brunch. Let's begin our countdown with the undefeated strong group athletics. The Philippine team takes down USA 112-90, hiking its record to 5-0. Macalo posted 24 points while Tawan AG and RJ Abarientos had 19 and 17 points respectively in the tournament in Taiwan on Thursday. On the other hand, Hammer Bowen Moss led USA with 18 points while Elliot Marcus Ryan and Thomas Demetrius had 15 and 14 points respectively. The Philippines will next face Japan later today. Next. 5-0.
Okay. Meanwhile, in France, Filipino gymnast Emma Malabuyo continues her preparation for her Olympics debut. The Phil-Am Olympian said her bubbly personality helps her in being motivated to snatch an Olympic gold medal. From Metz, France, we have Boone Gonzalez with the report.
I basically compete in like less than 2 weeks. So I think it's like, starting to hit me of like, wow, I'm right here. I'm almost at the finish line and all of my hard work, is paying off. And just being here, I'm just so grateful to be here.
After winning the bronze medal in the individual all-around of the Women's Artistics Gymnastics Asian Championships in Uzbekistan, 21-year-old Emma Malabuyo was the fourth and final gymnastics Olympic qualifier from the Philippines. She is a couple of days into her training here in Metz, France, and gives us an assessment of how it's going so far.
Yeah, today was just all about adjusting to the equipment and still adjusting to the time change. So I did a lot of, bars, beam, and floor work today. Still getting used to the bars, but I did parts of my routine, and then for beam, still adjusting as well, but I did full beam routines, and then floor, I was just like a little bit tired today just because it's so hot in here. Still adjusting to the heat and all of that, but overall I think I'm making progress and it felt like a good practice.
Emma's intensity in training is only matched by her bubbly and always positive personality. She lights up a room, even the gym, and infects everyone with her energy. An energy that she gets from the support from Filipinos everywhere.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I've been getting so much love and support all over. I actually have like a short little story if that's okay. So at one of the World Cups, I just remember one of the Filipino workers in Azerbaijan came up to me and was like, "Oh my gosh, you're representing the Philippines." And I was like, "Yeah, I am." And he was like, "Well, tomorrow when you compete, I'm gonna bring like all the Filipinos that I know." And I was like, "No way, okay, like sure." So the next day I'm about to compete and do my beam routine, and all like I hear is, "Come on, Emma," like, "Laban, Emma." And I look up in the stands and I literally see like 20 to 30 Filipinos up in the stands just cheering me on. And like after that moment I felt like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Like I feel so much support and I'm so grateful to represent the Philippines, and I feel like, there's so much pride in that. So I was like really thankful to be represented.
She explains to us her relationship with the other gymnasts and her own encounters with Carlos Yulo.
I met Carlos in 2017 at like a Junior Japan competition, and so I was 13 years old and I think he was like 15 or 16, and he was like really tiny and like scrawny a little bit, and I was like, oh my gosh, he's representing the Philippines, this is so cool. So that was the first time I met him, and he was very shy and really nice. And then when I saw him again in 2023, so last year, I was like, oh my gosh, you're like jacked. That was the first thing I said to him when I saw him. I was like, oh my gosh, Kaloy, you're like this. So that was really funny. But yeah, actually, yeah, very funny person, but also just like seeing him doing amazing gymnastics and, you know, making it so far, it's very inspiring too as well.
Emma also tells us what it took to get here.
I would say my word is resilience. I think it also really comes down to my family. They believe in me so much, I think more than I believe in myself. And so sometimes when I'm feeling a little bit unmotivated or I don't know if I'm like capable of reaching, you know, a certain goal, they're always encouraging me, and no matter what, they're supporting me. And so I think what really pushed me to make it here is both my parents. Like, they showed up to every single international meet. So having them be there by my side, I don't think they've ever missed a competition in my whole entire life.
And where her mind is, 2 weeks away from Paris 2024. Emma Malabuyo is the personification of the word persistence. She has a chance of a lifetime and is going all out not to waste the opportunity to be an Olympian for the Philippines.
I just remember going back home and they said, you know, this is not the end. I feel like God has a plan for you, and just like believe in yourself, just give it your all and do the best that you can do. I thought about being myself, enjoying my time out on the floor, and when I did that, I was able to have my best gymnastics and perform.
From Metz, France, I'm Boom Gonzalez.
Isang daang taong laban, isang daang taong laban, isang daang taong laban para sa bayan. Isang daang taong laban, isang daang taong laban, isang daang taong laban sa
Kakulay natin ang Team Pilipinas.
Oo nga,
So,
syempre.
blue.
Excited na tayo.
Blue.
We're very excited para sa ating mga atletang Pilipino, manalo, matalo. Of course, we're very proud of them.
Pero
Of course,
sana
we're
man-
rooting.
pero sana manalo.
Of course. Syempre, dun tayo. Alright, sige, let's continue with our countdown. Stopping at the 9th spot is U.S. President Joe Biden, who recently tested positive for COVID. Doctors said the 81-year-old leader has mild symptoms from the infection. Biden is currently isolating in his beach home in Delaware. Before he tested positive, Biden said he would consider dropping from the presidential race if the doctors diagnosed him with a serious medical condition. He is currently convincing the public and his fellow Democrat politicians that he can win his re-election bid. This as he reels from his disastrous debate performance against Republican nominee Donald Trump. Oh, yan.
Yeah.
Kasi actually may mga nabasa rin akong reports about it na although hindi sinasabi publicly ni former President, US President
Donald Trump.
No,
Donald Trump,
Barack
sorry.
Obama.
Barack Obama. Former President Barack Obama.
Former President, US President Barack Obama, na publicly niya sinasabi na gusto niya na mag-step aside o step down, no, sa pagiging
Pero parang ganun ang
presidential
tono
nominee.
niya.
Pero may mga sources are saying na sinasabi daw yun ni behind the scenes.
Yeah, baka he's saying it like
Barack
within the,
Obama.
of course, he'll support kung
Yeah,
anong
whatever it is.
current choice ng Democratic Party. Pero behind the scenes, of course, may mga sarili-sariling choices sila. Aside kasi from the disastrous debate, umangat din yung number ni Donald Trump from the unfortunate shooting. No?
Yes.
And looking at the other possible nominees for the Democrats, President Joe Biden initially had the highest numbers as comparative sa iba. Diba? Ang problem is, if he is the highest, even until now, after the disastrous debate, if they put in another one na hindi incumbent, baka mas bumaba pa yung ranking. Unless they can put up somebody daw, ang kailangan daw is somebody very fiery, very active, very younger para counter daw si Donald Trump. And yung vice president niya na very pinag-uusapan, very controversial because he's a former U.S. Marine, sundalo. Diba? And he's outspoken against
kay US,
si Vance.
kay Donald Trump.
VP candidate Vance ni Donald Trump. So they have to counter daw that energy.
They're looking at, there are few names na lumabas, di ba, a few weeks ago,
Yeah.
dun sa mga possible na pwedeng pumalit kay President Joe Biden sa pagiging nominee sa Democrats. Of course, there's Vice President Kamala Harris, California Governor Newsom, and other people pa. Pero yun nga, ang medyo mas dumidikit, pero mas mababa pa rin kay Biden, si Vice President Kamala.
Tsaka kasi si Governor Gavin Newsom of California, madaming controversy. Lately, ang California, Kasi ang daming businesses nagpo-pull out because of certain policies na hindi maganda for them. Like for example, si Elon Musk is pulling out some of his businesses from California and wants to transfer it because hindi siya agree with some policies. Pero
Okay,
let's see.
sige, abangan natin yan, ano? Kasi may mga chismis din kasi ba na lumabas na may kumbaga may nagpupuntang mga doktor doon sa White House before.
Because kasi he's 81 years old na. Medyo
pero
matanda
dinideny
na.
nila eh. Oo.
Hindi,
Pero let's see.
Let's see. I'm sure may vaccinated naman si President Biden.
Oo.
Pero at his age kasi, babantayan mo
No,
talaga.
I was talking
sorry.
about yung mga few weeks ago, may sinasabi, may mga nakitang
sorry.
neuro doctors doon sa White House coming in and out of the palace.
To check yung brain cognitive
Oo, pero
function
dinideny nga nila. Oo. Pero alright, sige, let's continue now with our countdown.
Ito, isa pang nakakainit ng ulo on our top 8 is about the so-called death ramp. Ano ba yung death ramp na ito? The MMDA apologizes for the foul impression that the ramp caused. MMDA Chairman Romando Artes says it was what they could do given their circumstances. He explained that there was a post nearby blocking the way. Artes adds that they had consulted with an architectural firm. Netizens slam authorities for approving an overly steep PWD ramp at the Philam station of EDSA busway.
Oh, ayan. Very controversial yan at ang dami na mga memes na lumalabas dyan sa ramp na yan. A lot of people are, sinasabi na sana lagyan na lang ng swimming pool yan sa ilalim kasi pwede na siyang slide
Hindi,
sa swimming pool.
hindi ko rin-
Pinagawa na lang nilang katatawanan.
Hindi ko rin gusto yung sagot ng MMDA na it's either we do it or we don't. That is a wrong attitude to have in public service kasi ang mandate ng mga public servants is to do their jobs and to do it properly.
Yes.
So if you're going to put up a ramp and you're going to spend taxpayers' money which is supposed to serve the general public, then do it properly. Huwag mo sasabihin, mamili kayo, meron o wala. O kung meron, since kami rin naman nagbabayad nito, gawin mo ng maayos.
Tsaka yung sinasabi na konti lang naman based on their observation ang gumagamit ng area na yan, yung transportation na yan sa MRT, yung mga may tawag dito naka-wheelchair, 'di ba? So it defeats the purpose kasi nga we are all for inclusivity and of course yung accessibility law na dapat talaga yung mga kapatid natin na nasa PWD community meron silang ma-access nila yung proper transportation for themselves.
Familiar ako sa location na yan. We've seen that naman because we pass it. We understand yung space na kinakain ng mga poste ng an elevation ng MRT na medyo mahirap nga to follow yung given requirements for accessibility. Pero if hindi nyo pala magagawa ng maayos, huwag nyo muna gawin. Pag-aralan nyo muna
mabuti.
what is the best way to make a ramp that will be used safely by everyone. Diba? So, tignan nyo, is there another part sa station, bandang baba pa, na pwede gawin ng rampa or simulan yung off-ramp, on-ramp elevation para medyo hindi ganun ka-steep? Number of millimeters lang naman ang pinag-uusapan, di-extend nyo yung distance ng konti. I'm sure naman yung mga PWD natin naka-wheelchair won't mind a longer distance pero not as steep para mas madali ang access nila.
I was also talking to the former NCDA official at sinasabi niya even yung flooring hindi rin daw yun appropriate kasi
Tanto?
dating former official ng NCDA sinasabi niya pati daw yung flooring hindi daw yan kumbaga appropriate din. Tsaka yung mga handrails, yung mga ganyan. And of course, sabi naman ng MMDA, magpapadala na lang kami, magbabantay na lang ng mga MMDA personnel din to assist yung mga naka-wheelchair. Pero it defeats the purpose also yung independent living na sinasabi natin para nga dito sa mga kapatid natin na PWD. Alright, sige, hopefully we can talk to someone from the other side of the fence of this, kung ano yung mga nararamdaman nila tungkol dito sa rampa na ito, death ramp, buwis buhay, sabi nga ni Senator Grace po, at marami pang mga kung ano-ano mga pangalan ang ipinangalan dito sa rampa na to. But coming up, is it true that Vice President Sara Duterte resigned as the DepEd Secretary because of First Lady Liza Marcos?
And let's get to know the latest in the preparations for President Marcos's third State of the Nation address.
We are just getting started, mga kapatid. More of our top 10 news when Brunch returns. Keep it here on One News. Good morning once again. Happy Friday. You are still watching Brunch here on One News. Of course, it's Friday. It's Buddha's Belly's Day.
Oh, what do we have today ba?
Well, we have garlic rice, we have sweet and sour, spare ribs, buchi, ano pa isa? Yung
Fried
favorite ko,
spare-
hakaw, at saka ano to, fuyong, our favorite.
Oh, and fried spare ribs din ata tong isang variety.
Yes. Oo. May nagtatanong kasi dito sa YouTube, sabi nila, sino daw caterer natin? Buddha's Belly.
Buddha's Belly
yan.
po. Check nyo
Oo,
yan,
hello kay
Buddha's
Mark
Belly.
Santiago, kay Oscar, and Noel Calayan, Gina Villa. Yan, maraming salamat. Alex Fuentes also.
Very blue, oh. Very blue.
Sige. Oo nga no, blue tayo. Alright, sige. Let's continue with our countdown. On our top 7, matutultukan na kaya ang Binay-Cayetano feud. The Senate Committee on Ethics and Privileges will hold a conciliation meeting between Senators Nancy Binay and Alan Peter Cayetano. The two lawmakers recently engaged in a heated argument over the construction of the new Senate building. This led to Binay filing an ethics complaint against Cayetano for his, quote, offensive, derogatory, and improper remarks. Both Binay and Cayetano have expressed their willingness to attend the conciliation meeting to resolve the dispute privately. Dapat naman.
But this,
Oo. O, 'di ba? Dapat naman na talagang ang tawag dito, pag-usapan nila 'yan dahil hindi naman nakakatuwa
Oo.
na yung legislators natin ay
Madaming-
nag-aaway in front of a lot of people.
madaming pwede pang pagdebatihan na lang. Kung
Oo.
gusto nyo mag-away kayo kasi ikabubuti ng tao.
Exactly.
Hindi yung lain nagmamaritesan kayo, nagtatawagan kayo ng kung ano-ano pa.
Tsaka stick to the topic.
Stick
Ano
to
ba
the
yung
topic.
dapat
Basta
pag-usapan ng
oo.
issue dito, 'di ba? Yung new Senate building, is it really costly? At magkano ba talaga? Bakit ba hindi natin alam yung exact na amount? 'di ba, nung pinagkakagastos dyan sa pagpapatayo ng new Senate building. Alright, ito nga, sabi ko nga kanina, no, pinag-uusapan natin yung dun sa death ramp. Sabi ng mga kababayan natin, yung ramp na nakita natin sa EDSA busway na talagang masyadong matarik at hindi nga naaayon para dun sa mga kasama natin o mga kapatid natin sa PWD community. And saktong-sakto naman, tamang-tama naman, we are actually celebrating National Disability Rights Week. So right now, we want to get reactions from that issue, and to know more about it, we have... Oo, go ahead.
Okay, naniwala na ako na hinga. Wait lang. We have with us Glenda Relova, Executive Director of the National Council on Disability Affairs, joining us live via Zoom. Magandang umaga, ma'am. Thank you for joining us.
Magandang umaga po sa inyo. Thank you for having me here po dito sa inyong programa na Brunch.
Yes, correct. Ma'am, ang dami po kasing nagagalit with this latest issue about the death ramp. Ang dami nang tuturuan about ano ba talaga ang sinasabi ng batas pagdating sa mga ramp at iba pang infrastructure. So could you enlighten us? Yeah, para sa PWD. Can you please enlighten us about this po?
Opo, since nag-viral nga po ito at nakita po namin yung mga videos and mga photos regarding this ramp. So tayo po kasi may standard po tayo na sinusunod regarding sa paggagawa po ng mga structures, lalong-lalo na yung mga government facilities, mga walkways, mga ramps, bus station. So ito po ay nakasaad po sa ating Batas Pambansa 344 or the BP 344. At commensurately, meron po itong IRR at meron pong mga disenyo doon, drawings. Meron din pong measurement yung mga drawings na yon, na yun po yung nakita natin na itong rampa po na ito ay hindi po compliant doon po sa mga sukat at standards po na naaayon po sa implementing rules and regulations of BP 344.
Ang question ko kasi, in the absence, kung matignan po natin yung lugar, if ever, no, at talagang hindi po kakayanin maglagay ng ramp, ano po ang alternative na structure na pwede gawin? Is it sufficient enough to say na lagyan na lang natin ng dedicated elevator na para sa PWD lang?
Mas mainam po yun, sir. Kasi syempre, yung safety po talaga nila, mas ma-ensure natin kung meron talagang dedicated. At yun nga po, hindi po kasi po pwede yung rason na ito lang yung allowed na height or space para po dito sa ramp. Kasi nga po, meron po tayong building code, meron po tayong BP 344. So, hindi po dahil gusto nating maglagay, hindi po siya inklusibo. So, violation po kasi ito ng implementing rules and regulation.
But in this case po, sino po ba dapat yung dapat managot?
Doon po sa batas, ang nakalagay po is yung pong gumawa. So, yun po yung nakasaad kung sino po yung mape-penalize. And it should be properly coordinated po kasi dapat with DPWH regarding po yung tamang standards ng sukat. And ang hinihingi lang nga din po namin ng sektor is sana po, pagka po nagpaplano ng mga gantong mga bagay na para po sa ating persons with disability, sana po kinoconsult po kami.
Right.
So nothing is for us without us, di po ba yun yung tagline natin. So hindi naman po mainam na kung kailan tapos na saka po natin i-assess na pwede ba, di ba? So madami po kasing masasayang. So kung nasa early planning pa lang po, nakonsulta na, di sana po hindi po nagkaganito.
Right, Pero I was wondering po, Ma'am Glenda, kasi this is not the first time na nagkaroon po tayo ng issue tungkol po sa mga infrastructure na tinatayo dito po sa ating bansa na hindi po ganun ka PWD friendly, ika nga po. No? Do you think po ba, yung pag kami mga ganito po bang mga insidente, nakakapagreklamo naman po, na isasampa naman po yung kaso, ano po yung nangyayari? Kasi the reason why I'm asking this is, do you think po ba yung batas natin is enough na po to regulate this concern po natin when it comes to the infrastructure for PWDs, accessibility? Kailangan po bang baguhin pa ito or implementation lang po talaga yung kakailanganin?
kinakailangan po implementation lang. So ito po kasi is yung IRR na sinusunod po dito is yung 1994 pa.
Right.
So kaya nakikita natin na marami pa ring establishmento ang hindi pa rin po sumusunod dito sa mga measurements na ito. Pero ngayon po ito po ay nabago na. Nagkaroon na po na tayo ng bagong IRR which was published po sa Official Gazette last July 8 na ang standards po ay mas stricter pa. So kung yung inclination before is yung tinatawag natin na dapat 4.8
Yes,
5 gradient. Dito po sa bagong IRR is 3 na lang po yung
Yes,
yung naalaw, pero hindi pa po kasi siya effective dahil may certain prescriptive time para po maging effective itong bago nating IRR, at ito po ay magiging batayan lamang po ng mga structure na itatayo after the effectivity of the amendment ng BP 344 IRR.
With the, ma'am, kasi yung I've seen yung computations na kailangan, and we all know po yung accessibility is a prerequisite already sa mga ibang establishments. Ngayon, pag nagkakaroon po ng construction at nag-a-apply po sila ng permit, and pag may permit po siyempre to construct, nakasaad yung mga plans doon. Pag hindi po sumunod sa mga sukat ng rini-require natin for the accessibility, meron po bang provision na kailangan pipilitin, baguhin yung plans ng engineer or ng architect bago po bigyan sila ng permit to construct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very strict po ang BP 344 regarding that, na hindi po dapat itinutuloy kung hindi po siya compliant doon po sa nire-require na measurement. So doon po sa annexes, madami po tayong madami pong annexes yung BP 344 IRR na nakalagay po doon sa walkway, bus station, ramps, roads. So kompleto po 'yan, kaya po hindi po mamimiss ng atin pong mga engineers and architects yung measurements na ito.
Ayun. On that note po, Ma'am Glenda, ano po ba yung plano ng NCDA tungkol po sa issue na ito? Diyan po specifically sa EDSA busway.
Currently po, katatapos lang po namin ng meeting natin ng SCABET. Ito po yung Committee on Accessibility po under the NCDA, which is being headed by the DPWH. So we will be having our audit po today. So nandyan po si DOTR, si DPWH, NCDA, CSO, para po gawin po namin yung official report po namin regarding po dito sa controversial na ramp na ito. And possibly also, we will provide the MMDA kung ano po yung magiging resulta po ng report namin para maging proactive na din po sila, dahil alam po namin na may mga iba pa silang stations na ginagawa para hindi na po maulit ito.
Right. Taking this opportunity na rin po, Ma'am Glenda, dahil I know this week we are celebrating a National Disability Rights Week. Ano-ano po ba yung programa na nakalatag at nailatag po for this celebration? And I think tomorrow po meron po kayong mahalagang event din po, yung fun run, at go ahead po.
Opo, so maraming salamat po sa pagbibigay ng opportunity. So, Proclamation 597, so na-amend po yung dating proclamation. So, dati po siyang National Disability Prevention and Rehabilitation na naging National Disability Rights Week na po. So, mas lumawak po yung focus ng celebration natin, recognizing the rights of persons with disability. Nag-start na po kami nung Monday, natapos po yung aming first ever Philippine Disability Convention and Expo sa SM Expo, at nag-launch naman po kami ng NDRW din po nung July 17. So madami po tayong mga activity, yung nabanggit nyo nga po, bukas iniimbitahan po namin ang public na sumama po sa ating fun run. Ito po ay magaganap po sa UP Oval. And meron din po kaming pag-aalay ng bulaklak sa July 23, which commemorates the birthday of our sublime paralytic, si Apolinario Mabini po. At meron din po tayong mga Persons with Disability Got Talent na magaganap po sa Sunday dito po sa ating sa Alabang Town Center. And for other activities, I am encouraging everyone to go to our webpage para po makita po yung mga iba pang mga activity po namin. Dahil punong-puno po ito together with government agencies and other CSOs na nagsa-celebrate po ng National Disability Rights Week.
All right. With that, thank you very much for joining us, Glenda Relova, Executive Director of the National Council on Disability Affairs.
Thank you so much.
Thank you po.
Okay.
Right, now let's move on to the next. Well, on our sixth story is truly unpleasant news about Manila. The city was listed as the 5th riskiest city for tourists by Forbes Advisor. What was Manila Mayor Hani Lacuna's reaction to this report? Let's find out from Camille Samonte.
When it comes to quick tourist destinations, Manila is a top choice for many foreigners. It's easy enough to visit Luneta Park, the historic Intramuros, and the world's oldest Chinatown in Binondo, Manila. But not everyone is impressed. Manila was ranked 5th among the riskiest cities for tourists according to a study by American business magazine Forbes Advisor. Manila's overall risk score came in at 91.49 and it ranked 9th in crime risk, 5th in personal security risk, 7th in health security risk, 9th in infrastructure security risk, and 12th in digital security risk. Forbes compared 60 international cities across the same metrics. Joining Manila in the top 5 riskiest list is Caracas, Venezuela, with a perfect score of 100. Followed by Karachi in Pakistan, Yangon in Myanmar, and Lagos in Nigeria. The Forbes study emphasized that Manila is vulnerable to disasters, security issues, and health risks that could pose a threat to foreigners. However, the Manila LGU argues that Forbes used overly technical metrics to label the city as dangerous. The study also considered personal security risk, infrastructure, and digital security risk. Manila City Mayor Hani Lacuna disagrees with these findings.
Ang City of Manila po, napakarami na pong innovation na ginawa, especially po sa when it comes to natural disaster. You should remember that Manila is a 453-year-old city. So definitely, napakarami na pong mga old structures dito. But we make sure na handang-handa po ang aming lungsod.
Lacuna also emphasized that Manila City's crime rate is low.
The City of Manila po ay sa second lowest crime rate sa buo o Kalakhang, Maynila. Meron naman po kaming datos yan. Hindi po galing sa MPD, galing po yan sa NCRPO.
We took to the streets to speak to foreign tourists in Manila, some of whom said they felt very safe.
Manila seems very safe. People have helped us this morning, very welcoming. Everyone's very kind. So I think that's a poor judgment of Manila.
It certainly has a distinctiveness from other large urban locations, but I haven't felt in danger here.
But there were also others who found the city somewhat frightening.
We were a little bit scared because there were a lot of poor children asking for money, for food, and we didn't feel really secure. In general, I think that it's not the most beautiful city.
The MMDA has said they are continuously improving the city's roads. Latest data from the Department of Tourism, Culture and Arts of Manila meanwhile showed that over 14 million tourists visited the city in 2023. For News 5, Camille Samonte, we are One News.
Alam mo, I've seen yung mga Forbes na yan, the way they conduct it, no? The questions. Okay naman yung questions, there's no problem with it. Ang problema kasi, when you ask tourists in general about Manila, ang conception nila, or a misconception...
Baka the whole Philippines.
They're talking about Metro Manila in general.
Oo, yun, Metro Manila.
Pwede sila tumungtong sa Pasay, pwede sila tumungtong sa
UC,
Caloocan, sa Quezon
Pasig,
City.
oo.
So if you ask them Manila, it's ang general term nila for... Manila is Philippines, di ba? So, baka when you're asking them, may mga napuntahan sila ibang city that they had a bad experience, hindi pala Manila mismo ang ano.
Oo.
Kasi you're talking...
Yun ang kailangan linawin dun sa study.
For example,
na yun.
yung digital safety nila, di ba? A lot of people have been complaining na kunyari, nagbo-book sila or transaction online, di ba? May mga nangyayaring unfortunate incidents. But then again, ang booking mo naman is not sa website sa Manila, but our booking mo is websites from the Philippines that could have had siguro na-scam sila ng iba. So it doesn't mean Manila per se ang may kasalanan
Kaya
nito.
nga,
That's why we have to specify, do you mean Metro Manila as a whole or Manila
itself.
Manila City itself?
Oo.
Kasi I'm not just because Pinoy ako
Yun
biased.
nga
I've been to
eh.
Manila. Even sa mga slum areas, I've never felt threatened in any
Oo nga,
way.
kahit naman-
Compared to before, a long time
Tsaka
ago.
kunyari ba, mamamalimos lang sa'yo, people would ask money from you, do you feel unsafe already? I don't think that,
That's not a good judgment to say na you
it doesn't follow, di
you
ba?
feel
Parang-
unsafe because there are poor children asking for money. It doesn't
hindi
mean
naman
unsafe.
siguro. Pero yun nga yung question niyan, does Manila deserve to be in the bottom list nga, 'di ba, ng mga riskiest city
I don't
in
think
the
so.
world? I don't think so.
I don't
because
think
I mean,
so.
hindi naman dahil Pilipino tayo, bias tayo
Well,
sa mga
look
ganito. Pero
look
diba,
at the top
based
of the
on our
list.
experience,
Yung
din
Karachi. Ang Karachi, if you've seen stories also and if you read some documentaries, ang Karachi, you can be kidnapped daw sa harapan ng tao in the market.
Kaya nga.
And walang lalaban daw sa sindikato, di ba? Some people even are openly, yung mga openly dealing their illegal dealings sa syndicates eh.
Oo.
So wala naman.
kasi minsan siguro
ang layo ng Manila sa ganyan.
Minsan nakikita nila lang sa news sa whole na, kunyari, headline, may pinatay sa ganito, may kidnap. Hindi naman directly sa Philippines yun, sa
Anyway.
Manila yun. Pero tingnan na lang natin. Pero,
Yeah, before we move on, well, we can learn from this and see how we can improve. No harm in improving. Okay, let's move on to the next.
Coming in at our top 5, the Immigration Bureau has put the names Alice Go and Go Huaping in the lookout bulletin. This comes after Senator Win Gatchalian stated that the suspended mayor might have left the country using her Chinese passport. Recall that the Senate has ordered the arrest of Go and her relatives for not attending the hearings on illegal pogo. The NBI earlier confirmed that Mayor Go and the Chinese national name Gu Huaping are the same person. In a statement, Go called out Senators Risa Ontiveros and Win Gatchalian for being fixated on her. Go says she's ready to face them in a fair trial at a proper forum as she does not wish to be used by anyone for their political ambition. Yan yung kanyang statement.
Nandito pa nga si Mayor Alice Go, pero si Go Huaping wala na. Kasi may isa pang Alice Go dito.
Well, she is,
Joke po yun, ha?
standing by her claim na wala daw siyang Chinese passport.
Okay.
yun
She
ang
also
kanya-
standing by her claim na sa farm lang daw siya nag-aral.
Yun pa rin. So, ang kanilang...
I'm sorry, but it's so hard to believe her sa dami ng lies na binigay
Pero syempre,
niya.
di ba sinabi nga ng legal team niya, as per Attorney
Of course.
Stephen David,
Guilty until
mas maganda,
innocent till proven guilty.
ma-examine itong mga dokumento na ito na lumalabas sa proper form,
Sana
which
matapos
is the
na ito.
court. Diba? Sinasabi niya, am I really the biggest threat to the Philippines? Yun ang inaano niya, na ako parang nakafocus daw sa kanya yung Senate hearing. So kung kailangan nilang i-check yung mga ibang dokumento, check na lang nila, baka naman hindi na daw
Well,
siya
the Senate
kailangan.
hearing would have not been focused sana if she told the truth on some matters in the first
Good
place.
point.
So, let's move on to the next bago ako ma-high blood. Ito, another hot issue in the fourth spot is about COMELEC. The poll body will release a resolution that will regulate a candidate's usage of social media in next year's midterm elections. COMELEC Chairman George Garcia seeks to monitor the expenses used in social media. Unlike in traditional media like TV and newspapers, expenses in social media are not monitored and capped. Aside from this, COMELEC will also ban the use of artificial intelligence and deepfake in campaigns. So, ayun.
Okay.
That's good because a lot of candidates are transitioning into social media. And the amount of money, kunyari you cut off, for example, 1 million.
Paano mo
The amount of
i-regulate?
money that they spend, I've heard some candidates, some are friends, some are not, how much they spend on social media, malalaki.
Oo.
And yung impact of that amount that they have on social media is also big. Because cheaper ang pag-boost sa social media than on advertising on print and TV. Diba?
So
But
if
how
they
will
want
you do
to
this?
regulate that, yun nga, kakailanganin talaga ng batas.
I mean, how will you
Diba?
do this? Because
Tapos,
technically...
technically,
No.
napaka-general ng ano niyan eh. Paano mo hahawakan yun eh.
No, and Facebook is not a physical entity. It exists on cyberspace. Diba? So what laws are covered by this? But we'd like to see ano yung mga thoughts sana in the future about this with
Okay. So at least to get more information about this, diba? We have with us right now. Okay, sige. Ayun pala, meron palang sinasabi sa atin si
George Garcia, Chairman George Garcia.
Regarding this.
Ang problem po talaga natin yung misinformation, disinformation, and fake news directed against a candidate, directed against a political party. Napakahirap po dyan, lalo pat may presence ng trolls. Sa pagkandidato, bawal ang misrepresentation. Sa pagkandidato, ikaw yan, ikaw mismo.
Yun talaga yung nakakabahala,
Correct.
yung
Agree.
deepfakes, di ba? Ngayon, witness na rin tayo dyan sa iba't ibang mga deepfakes na lumalabas. May hindi for political use, medical use,
Pero
kasama na rin.
they have to carefully define AI and separate it from deepfakes. Because there are AI apps already that are integrated into editing apps.
Yeah.
That helps editors edit. Ikaw naman ang mag-i-input ng info but AI ang nag-e-edit siya ng ganun. So baka you allow that but you don't allow deepfake.
Yun nga, sinasabi nila, yung deepfake na may kaakibat na mis and disinformation.
Correct.
Kasi tsaka yun nga yung fake news. Yun talaga yung kinokombat dahil ang dami talaga, laganap talaga ngayon yung mga fake news. And ang ibang mga kababayan natin, pag nakita sa social media, sa Facebook, sa Instagram, sa TikTok,
easily believe what's posted.
akala nila gospel truth na, 'di ba? So, yun maigi talaga. Pero yun nga, ang tanong diyan, kailangan gumawa ng Congress ng batas when it comes to yung spending gamit ang social media because a lot of candidates ngayon gumagamit or kahit naman saan 'di ba, gumagamit ng mga influencers, mga brand ambassadors para sa kanilang campaign.
Lastly, before we move on, just to give an example of the impact of a deepfake. For example, sa TikTok, an average influencer will have about 1 million to about 1.5 million views. Sabihin mo na nag-deepfake ka, sa 1 million yan, nakapanood 1.5 million. Kaagad mo ba mariretract at sasabihin mo deepfake yan? Siguro mariretract mo 10% of that. You still have over 1 million people who've already watched the video na may nakwento or na-share, nakausap na ang ibang tao about yung napanood nila. So, kumalat na yung balita. And that's,
sometimes they don't really watch the whole thing.
That's critical in an election because it could spell the difference between winning or losing between good and bad candidates.
Kaya nga sabi nila baka daw mas bumaba yung bilang ng mga tarpaulin na makikita natin.
Kasi
maganda sa environment pero kasi
ang tarpaulin sa TikTok at saka sa Instagram at saka sa Facebook nilagay. Okay.
Alright, sige, marami pa tayo pag-uusapan. Let's continue with our countdown. Switching gears now for our top 3, ACT-CIS Representative Erwin Tulfo is the public's top choice for senator, at least according to the latest survey by Okta. Following him at the top 2 spot was his brother and fellow broadcaster Ben Tulfo. Also among the top contenders are Senator Bongo, former Senate President Tito Soto, Senator Pia Cayetano, and Senator Bong Revilla. Okta Research Fellow Ranjit Rai says having 2 Tulfos in the top spot is a, quote, big story. He adds that it would be advantageous to them if they decide to run under the same banner.
If there was an election today, it would be an advantage if both Tulfos were in the same group. They would probably complement each other. But if they're on different sides, baka magkaagawan ng boto, no? Kasi pagka in one group sila, probably magbibit-bitan sila, in the words in Filipino, no? And complement each other and the ticket in general.
Sa politika pa rin tayo.
Kasi nangyari noon yan the good one and si Senator Jinggoy, di ba? No, initially nung unang subok nila when they were running not against each other, they were running for Senate. Before this one, before nanalo si Senator
Kaya nga nagkaroon
Jinggoy.
ng the good one
Nagkaroon ng yung isa hindi nakapasok. Because nag-agawan ng boto. But this time, the second time na nakapasok na rin.
So, we'll be expecting more surveys coming dahil nga malapit na rin ang midterm elections.
Manalo yung...
Tapos lalo na pag nag-file ng Certificate of Candidacy.
And if the 2 Tulfos officially run and they win, we'll have 3 Tulfos in the Senate.
Yan ang hindi nila... Diba?
Well, let's see. Mahaba pa yan kasi kailan bang filing? October pa naman.
October pa naman. So, marami-rami pa rin ang mga nag-iisip. Actually, yung si former Manila Mayor, Isko Moreno.
Yeah, he's in the 12 ito.
yan.
Octa, he's in the 12 to 19 spot ba? 16 Labo Ayos.
medyo-
Kasi you have to remember also, hindi pa yung mga ibang candidates na yun haven't officially declared.
Yes.
So wala pang...
Hindi ko nga alam kung baka top of mind to yung type of survey na to,
O,
di ba? O
ilalagay.
kunyari, pupuntahan ka nung nagsusurvey. Ikaw, Diego, di ba? Sinong gusto mo?
Pero may effect, may effect kasi ang...
kakandidato for the Senate.
May effect kasi kung mag-declare siya officially because then papasok sa isip ng kandidato, gusto ko to, nag-declare na. Ilalagay ko sa
Yes.
survey to.
So, si DILG Secretary Benhur Abalos was also there
Yeah.
sa list na yan, pero sa medyong mababa na.
Yung kay Yorme kasi ata is thinking of between Manila.
Yun yung
ang sabi,
chika, oo.
Manila and the Senate, di ba?
Abangan natin yan. But of course, marami pa tayong pag-uusapan dahil may ano ba tayo, di ba?
Don't go away because we're not done yet. May dalawa pa tayo. Stay with us.
Welcome back. Happy Friday po ulit. You're still watching Brunch here on One News habang busy po sa pagnguya ang
Pasensya na
ating
kasi
anchor ngayon.
ang sarap ng pagkain sa Budas Belly. So, hindi ko na
Okay
kaya
na, kain
hintayin.
ka lang dyan.
Hindi ko lang makaya hintayin matapos yung programa. So, kumain na ako. Sorry.
Kain ka lang dyan. Batiin ko lang yung ating mga kasama dito sa Facebook. Si Mina Banales yung, and the rest
Uy,
of the...
see you later.
Oo, Jessie Mendez family. Of course, si Ralph Domingo. Hindi ko makita yung aking Facebook. Si Ralph Domingo, si Sam Pokemon Go, si Gary Field, diba? Si Fred Sablon. Yan, maraming nanonood sa atin. Si Edward Eugenio. Ayan. Si Ram Angelo Tolentino. Magandang umaga po sa inyo. Si BJ, si Vladimir, si Henner.
Gusto ko lang
lagi
kasi may
nanonood.
nag-message pala sa akin sa Facebook page ko.
Sabi?
Sabi, kamukha ko daw yung tatay ko na jigs mercado daw sa gaming. Hindi ko po tatay yun.
Siya yun.
Ako po yun. Tapos nag-sorry siya sa akin. Sabi niya, pasensya na po kasi 2008 daw siya pinanganak. So akala daw niya, daddy ko daw yung nasa gaming. Ako po yun. Alright. Salamat naman. Nakala mo, daddy ko yun.
Alright, sige, let's continue with our countdown.
Going straight to our top two, the Batasang Pambansa has been placed under lockdown ahead of President Marcos' SONA. This means only essential personnel are allowed to enter the premises. Authorities have also deployed K9 units and bomb-sniffing dogs around the area. The National Police says a gun ban will be implemented starting tomorrow until July 22.
But ang nasa isip natin, there is always a threat because wala po dapat mag-relax. Kaya may threat o walang threat, 100% po ang preparation po namin.
Witness our special coverage of President Bongbong Marcos' third State of the Nation address. You can watch our pre- and post-SONA coverage on July 22, 3 p.m. here on One News, Signal Channels 250 and 8, and Satellite Channel 60. You can also stream it on our Signal Play app.
I know that the state of the nation is sound and is improving. Dumating na po ang bagong Pilipinas.
President Bongbong Marcos presents to the nation again his government's gains and game plan. What is the state of the country's economy, security, education, health, and other national concerns? Listen and make sense of the President's report.
Mga minamahal kong kababayan,
This is the third State of the Nation address, live coverage and analysis, coming to you on Monday, July 22, starting at 3 p.m. Only on One News. All sides, all the time.
So abangan nila yung ating magiging coverage dyan sa magiging third, di ba? State of the Nation address si Pangulong Bongbong Marcos. I think kasama ako dyan sa mag-aangkol.
What do you think? Kasama ka dyan.
At saka si Gretchen Ho and of course si Sir Ed Lingao. Okay, sige, yung tungkol nga dito sa SONA, pag-usapan muna natin, pasadahan lang natin ng konti dahil nga yung mga magrarally, di ba? I think yung mga antay na magrarally hanggang dun lang sila sa sa Tandang Sora, just like last year. And the other year yata, tama? Di ba nag-report ka pa nga ng live doon sa One Balita?
Tapos yung pro is
malapit sa batasang pambansa. So ngayon, naka-lockdown na nga yung batasang...
yung mga pro.
Kaya nga bakit kaya?
Para hindi makita ng dignitaries in dissent.
Ganon. Nagalit na si Diego. Pero yun yung sinasabi nila. Of course, yung fashion, yung pinag-uusapan dyan, dahil sabi nga nila itong SONA natin ay parang Oscars ng Pilipinas. Pero yun nga, marami yung nagsasabi na wag masyadong i-highlight, 'di ba, yung mga kasuotan dahil ang importante dito ay malaman talaga natin kung ano yung State of the Nation address na ibibigay sa atin ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos.
State of the Nation is sound.
Oh, yun ang sinabi niya. Ilang palakpak kaya yan. Tapos ngayon, it's also going to be different in a sense na iba na po yung uupo sa likod ni President Bongbong Marcos na Senate President because the first two SONAs it was Mig Zubiri.
Senator Mig Zubiri.
Oh, ngayon, dahil
nagpalit
na sila ng leadership dyan sa Senate, it's going to be Senate President Cheese Escudero. And this is also going to be the first time na magsusona si Pangulong Bongbong Marcos na wala ang kanyang vice-presidente.
Yes.
Diba? So yan yung mga isa sa mga first times ngayon, yung third. At syempre ngayon, di ba yung survey nga yesterday, pinag-uusapan natin na medyo bumaba nga, nagkaroon ng pagbaba ng porsyento ng trust rating ito si Pangulong Bongbong Marcos because ito na yung panahon ng singilan ng mga campaign promises. Diba? Dapat makita natin sa SONA kung ano yung totoong state of the nation ng Pilipinas when it comes to economy, security, diba?
And this is one of the critical SONAs because this is the halfway mark. Usually kasi at this point on the halfway mark, infrastructure projects already should have had a report from the previous admin, anong ba status, tapos ano ang status ng mga pinangako ko ng year 1. It's because
hindi na to puro plano.
Yung mga infrastructure projects na planuhin pa lang niya at this halfway mark, magki-carry over na to sa next admin.
Right.
Yun.
Okay, sige, let's continue with our countdown. Our top story for today is Vice President Sara Duterte. VP Sara has officially vacated her position as the Secretary of the Education Department. She also clarified her reason for resigning from the Marcos administration's cabinet. Here's the report.
Welcome to the chaos, Sec.
This is what Vice President Sara Duterte told incoming Education Secretary Sonny Angara as she officially leaves the department. This is also the first time the two met since VP Sara announced her resignation as DepEd Secretary last month. The Vice President still refused to give the exact reason for leaving the Marcos administration's cabinet. But she clarified that First Lady Liza Marcos has nothing to do with this. Recall that the First Lady previously admitted that she is not fond of the Vice President.
No, kasi wala naman din kinalaman si First Lady sa trabaho namin ni Pangulong Marcos. Medyo mahaba yung kwento na yun eh. We need a sit down. We need a sit down for the reasons. Merong personal sa aming dalawa ni President Marcos which stems from yung napag-usapan namin bago ako pumayag na tumakbong Vice President. Meron siyang sa trabaho at meron siyang sa bayan.
The Vice President confirmed that Marcos has sought her endorsement for the administration's senatorial bets for the 2025 midterm elections. However, she said that she is staying out of the upcoming elections.
Before ako nag-resign, meron kaming isang meeting kung saan inimbita ako ni President Marcos na sumali, tumulong sa administration para sa mga senator candidates. At sabi ko sa kanya, hindi muna ako sasali sa midterm elections.
Former President Rodrigo Duterte also approached her daughter and asked for her endorsement of PDP Laban senatorial candidates. However,
sinabi ko din sa kanya na hindi muna ako sasali sa midterm elections.
VP Sara will have a so-called heart-to-heart meeting with PDP re-electionists Bato de la Rosa and Bongo after Marcos's third State of the Nation address or SONA. For News 5, Ria Fernandez, We Are One News.
Yun, so
Official na.
she's taking a step back to pupulsuhan niya ano yung decision ng tao these elections that will help her decide on the upcoming presidential.
You have to remember yung kanyang party na finorm, yung hugpong
That is only a local regional
yes,
party
pero naging malaki ang na parte nun dun sa naging midterm elections the last time. Yung naging election the last time. So ngayon, sabi niya, yun nga, step back muna siya dyan. Tingnan natin.
Titignan niya. She wants
Siguro,
to see...
baka we will see another answer or different answer kapag natapos yung heart-to-heart meeting niya with Senator Bongo and Senator Bongo.
Alright.
At saka, ano pa ba yung sasabihin?
Ay, go.
Nakalimutan ko eh.
But it's smart to take a step back because if she really has aspirations for the highest office of the land, titignan niya muna anong resulta ng Marcos side and the Duterte camp side because
maingat
although daddy nga niya si PRRD, it's also been proven in the past na she also has her own mind, pag-iisip. Kaya nagka-disagreement sila ng daddy niya about yung last elections because apparently si Presidente Duterte wanted her to run for president.
Tapos syempre yung pinag-uusapan dyan yung main reason na although ito'y kumbaga usapan lang ng mga tao dahil natatandaan natin ng sinasabi nga doon na hiningi talaga ni Vice President Sara Duterte na cabinet position ay yung sa DND pero hindi yun naibigay sa kanya. So isa yun sa mga nakikita nilang rason din. And of course, syempre yung feeling ko rin yan, may kinalaman sa ICC yan. And kahit na hindi niya pa sabihin tungkol kay First Lady yan, meron din kahit konting kurot, di ba? This is just my opinion.
Kasi yung pinsan ni PBBM, tinawag na tambaloslos.
Tambaloslos. Yan yung mga, isa sa mga, yung mga triggering factors. Pero sabi niya, no, kung siya ay aalokin pa rin ng iba pang cabinet position dito sa administration na to, sabi niya hindi na.
Oo nga, hindi na daw.
So, it's official nga na. Tignan natin kung ano yung pang mga gagawin niya as the, opposition na. No? Tignan natin.
The Duterte opposition.
Oo. Duterte faction. Of course, thank you so much kay Marjorie Tan for sending over itong Buddha's Belly sa Asian fusion na pagkain natin.
And of
today.
course,
Napakasarap po. Ang sarap ng fuyo.
Jerry Yang, thank you for the
Favorite
support.
ni Mama.
Jerry Yang, Mother Earth, lahat ng viewers natin, thank you for another week of joining us here on Brunch across all platforms. And sa Monday, we'll still see you. And SONA na sa Monday, may coverage sila. And support us. And of course, have a peaceful weekend bago mag-stress out kayo sa SONA. May mga stress, may mga matutuwa. We cannot please everyone. And with that, I'd like to leave all of you with a quote. Remember, the choices we make today shape the people we become tomorrow. A quote from Victoria Austin. That wraps up today's episode of Brunch.
Join us again on Monday. I'm Angela Lagunsad Castro. And he is Angelo Castro III. We are One News.
All sides, all the time.
See you on Monday. Bye.